and you can see why this is a decayed volcano. The volcanoes which are close to major urban centres and on the sea now you can see the well, at least I can see there's the reflection of the flame shooting up. This is for me, maybe can't see it on the camera screen, but as I can now, sorry. So we've got the I think that's really impressive. Despite the danger which appears to come from Etna, it's actually quite it's a safe volcano. 2 people were killed, I think it was in '89, when they were hit by falling rocks. Tourists up the mountain somewhere. But the magma moves very, very slowly. If I remember rightly, it's the I think it's the sulfur content or the silica content which makes it either more viscous or less viscous. And here, as it moves so slowly, there's plenty of warning. In the 17th century there was a major eruption, and even so it took 5 weeks for the magma to reach the city walls of Catania. And even then, almost all of it went into the sea, although it did break the city walls in a rather weak point and destroyed a few buildings, but nobody was actually hurt. And the records are quite good on this, because for the earthquake that happened some 25 years later, which killed thousands of people, we've got good records. So we can say how accurate they would be. Now this started erupting approximately, well, I saw it approximately 1810, which was about what, just over an hour ago. Started filming then, but this is the most impressive so far. You see how high things are being thrown up into the sky. Sometime around 3,000 years ago, part of the mountain wall collapsed, and it probably caused a tsunami all around the Mediterranean, which would probably rival that which happened when Santorini blew up, which is about 3,700 years ago, so more or less. And that had a major effect on civilizations around the coast. In the case of Santorini, of course, it's got the reference in the Bible to the parting of the Red Sea, which was probably caused by the tsunami from the volcanic eruption. The Israelites didn't cross the Red Sea because they didn't live around there. They lived somewhere near the Nile Delta, and the Red Sea was probably the Reed Sea. And somebody saw it, remembered it, and then wrote a story down. So I would assume that was a story which was based on fact. I'm not suggesting that the Israelites crossed when the tsunami pulled out, of course, but I'm just suggesting that the Reed Sea did become empty of water. Now, volcanoes throw a lot of sulfur dioxide into the air. In fact, on a worldwide basis, okay, most sulfur dioxide does come from pollution, of course, but volcanoes don't put that much less into the air than what humans put into the air. Particularly some volcanoes are very poisonous with sulfur dioxide, such as there's one in Papua New Guinea, which accounts for 2% of the entire world supply of sulfur dioxide. Volcanoes can change the climate. In this place called Mount Toba in Indonesia, where around 70,000 years ago an explosion there, which is the biggest in the past a few million years, and there's a theory that that caused a bottleneck in human evolution, although I know there's arguments against this theory. But that put into the air something like 16 cubic centimeters, kilometers. That's 16 by 16 by 16 of ash thrown out of the volcano. Huge amount. And there's places in the South China Sea where it's still covered with this ash. And in 1783, I think it was, there was a volcano in Iceland which exploded in the summer, and which caused possibly even millions of deaths in Europe, and directly. It was a hot summer, and the ash cloud, which had high poison content, then drifted southeast, so it came over the United Kingdom and France. But eventually it caused a winter, a very severe winter. A number of bad winters followed it, and that in turn was the cause of the French Revolution and the Revolutionary Wars. But even in the fledgling United States, I think it was Benjamin Franklin who wrote about the effects of the winter. Of course, they did not know it then it was caused by the volcano. Of course, remember what happened with the volcano 3 years ago in April 2010 in Iceland, which stopped flights moving. The reason this happened is because the volcanic ash is very dangerous to jet engines. And for example, I think it was 1982, there was a British Airways flight flying over Indonesia somewhere, and there was a failure in all the engines, temporary, which was caused by ash in them. You can see another film I did Tuesday, and 4 days ago, and in that film it's at dawn, and it's quite surreal because you can hear the dogs barking, you can see the town, you can hear the birds singing, and you've got the mountain on fire. It's quite a sign of normal life at dawn, but with this mountain on fire. So we're quite lucky we can see this quite well, although there's a bit of cloud cover coming over right now. And I've got to say that nobody around here is really interested in this. I've got a number of camper vans here where I am, mainly from Germany, but also from Austria, from Holland, other places in Italy, and nobody's taken the slightest bit of interest in it, except for me. I might post something up a little bit later. There's a general view of the bay. We have a castle on the right, 15th century, and you see the town, a city of Catania in the distance across the water.